Hello and welcome. Box this week 88. We've got a very good week. Fury, Makhmudov, fight week. We've got some big fight news. We've got press conferences. We've got Ben Shalom in the mud. Like, we're going to talk about that. Him and Martin McCauley falling out. Yeah. We've got Lauren Price. There's a lot to talk about. I do want to very quickly say we've had some decent numbers on YouTube over the last week, so thank you for that. Obviously, we've just started coming back, doing the live streams, so hopefully
we're here to stay.
Yeah, I'm thinking the quality of last week's was pretty good as well. So we're like we said, we're sort of trialing things out for the quality, but so far so good. So we're happy.
Before Connor forgets as well, we do have a link which Connor's going to post into the chat. You can join interactively during the live if you want to basically hop in on the conversation we have. We do offer it out to people all the time.
Yeah,
few have come, few have tried.
Well, I always forget to put
so there will be a link that will go into the live chat now. Click on that link and you can join, obviously, the chat for weekly boxing this week. You want to throw your opinion out there, maybe type in, you can join via this link as well, just in case people don't hear what we're saying and read it. And you can join, obviously, as we talk about boxing this week, and then just put join the conversation.
Yeah.
No, I'm just thinking because I'm thinking join the conversation, because I think if people don't hear us, little things at the start. This is what me and Connor do, though. There's no rules.
No, I always forget this stuff, man. Right, here we go. Join
boxing this week.
Yeah, cool. It's there. You'll work it out. If you want to join, let us know. We'll send you the link again. Right, let's start with Ben Shalom, because actually this is a pretty good news week. We've actually got and I mean that in both. There's a lot of it, and it's all quite positive, reasonably. So we're going to start off with the two things that have annoyed me. So first of all, Martin McCauley. I'm gonna read the statement out because I don't want to mix any words. But Martin McCauley posted this yesterday. He's added Turkey, Al Sheikh. He's added Sky Sports and BBC Sport and Ben Shalom. And then this is what he said. It's regarding, obviously, his career. For everybody asking what is happening with me, I'm ready to fight anytime, but one man is trying to ruin my career, Ben Shalom. I don't understand why he's doing it. He's been earning money from me for years and years and has kept me tied up in a contract. My lawyer has confirmed that my contract with him is finished. I tried to move on, and he sends crazy emails to everyone, blocking me from fighting and earning a living. He's trying to scare me, saying he will sue everyone if I fight and don't pay him. I fight to provide for my family, not for Ben Shalom. He is not my promoter. I'm ready to fight, but I will not pay that man another cent. Obviously, pretty harsh words, but if true, understandable. The general sort of in the comments of it, you've got Lawrence Okoli, who's offering to help Martin McCauley out. You've got quite a few other fellow boxers. Troy Williamson's in there. Anthony Fowler, who's obviously retired, but has offered support. Like Ade Oladipo, obviously not a boxer, but within the boxing realm, saying it's disgusting, like he hates this shit. So it's worrying. Boxer have put a statement out, and they've said, sort of in regards to this, he is under contract.
Yeah, and they'll match him or fight him as soon as he is back at a point where he can fight. I will say one thing about McCauley. It's quite interesting because you talk about sort of recently with McCauley and just the conditioning that he's come into going into fights. And I just think it's been poor. Obviously, he took a fight with Joseph Parker at short notice. I mean, to be honest, in hindsight, he was getting paid, $500,000 for stepping in.
Yeah,
on a couple of days' notice. It's really hard to turn down that kind of money. So I understand maybe from the point of view of his family why he's done it. I do think that these fighters are not guided as knowing your stock, knowing your product, knowing your business, and just being advised on to make the right decisions, make quick cash now, or make a couple of million in a few months. Because I feel like McCauley was somebody who was creating and amassing a lot of attention. It all stemmed
he's the boogeyman, wasn't He's the boogeyman. But...
stems from him, obviously. Stories of him dropping Usyk in sparring, and then from there he's fighting, obviously getting in the mix with the heavyweights, and he's beating guys. Now it's kind of just like, well, Bakoli's not fighting. I've read and heard from places that dieting isn't really a thing that he takes massively serious. He doesn't have a dietitian.
Well, we know he didn't have a nutritionist.
No nutritionist. That you think at this level, when you are going to challenge for world titles, you need to look at the competition around you. So you look at and I say competition around where Bakoli's at now. He's more likely to get a fight probably with the likes of Anthony Joshua, Fury, and these guys now than he is Wardley's and Usyk's, the world champions. So if you look at around you, unconventional, Fury is an unconventional boxer, but he trains hard. Yeah, he does. He may not have the best physique, but he trains hard and probably eats the right food as well. Joshua, we know, is an athlete. Then you look at the Atalmas, you look at Daniel Dubois, and all these guys that I would probably say Bakoli's got the best chance of making a fight with right now.
Yeah, they all work harder than him.
They all work harder. Aspect, So look at your opposition; they're working harder. It is sad what's going on. There obviously seems to be some sort of miscommunication because from Boxer's side, they think he's in a contract. From Bakoli's side, he's out of a contract. Either Bakoli's he's being ill-advised or not advised correctly, or Boxer are feeding us rubbish. So, from the outside in, it's really difficult to believe either.
It's hard to say. Boxer have put a statement out as well, which I'll read out. It's only fair. It's not too long. I mean, Boxer would like to respond to recent public comments made by Martin Bakoli. Martin Bakoli remains under contract with Boxer. Throughout our promotional agreement, we have enjoyed a good relationship, delivering major fights and securing high career high purses for him. I can't speak, apparently. We continue to work to secure the best possible opportunities for Martin, including a number of high-profile fights over the past 12 months, which he's either been unavailable for or declined. It is therefore disappointing to see these claims made publicly and as a result of third-party interference intended to cause damage, which to me, that wording right there sounds like there's another promoter that have said to Martin, here's a contract, do you want to fight for us? And I would not be surprised if that is Queensberry, because they are... Could be Zuffer as well. Boxer remains fully committed to getting Martin back in the ring when he is next available to compete at the highest level. So, and Martin actually put in the comment, I won't read it all out because we don't do a show where we just read, but he's put in the comment section where he's like, he basically says he has respect for them, and he doesn't mention Ben Shalom. He just wants to get back in the ring. Yeah. It sounds like he's been approached. It sounds like he's been approached by another company.
It's understandable. I think the dimensions have changed within boxing in the sense of when you look at Queensberry's, you look at the Zuffers, you look at Matchrooms and the way that they are positioning themselves now and being forced to because of Zuffer. I do think. We are probably going to see more of this where fighters come out, because look, if I look at from the outside looking in, if I'm a boxer or a professional fighter, I'm looking at what the other promotions are doing outside of Boxer. And if I'm involved with Boxer, if I'm a female fighter, commercially, the best deal for me right now would be to join somebody like MVP. They've just got the Sky 100%. Deal. The Sky deal that they said they weren't doing boxing anymore after being with Boxer. Yeah. Now they're doing Scott. Now they're doing boxing again with Zuffer and MVP. And then you look at sort of if I'm someone like Callum Simpson, where do I go? Queensberry. Callum Simpson, just Matchroom Queensberry. But Callum Simpson for me, just in terms of the shows that Queensberry do. And because he needs to build himself back up again, I think 100%. Queensberry put on show the magnificent seven cards. Like and then you look at other fighters on the bill. I mean, obviously they've lost Vidal Riley to MF Pro.
Yeah. They lost Ben Whittaker.
They lost Ben Whittaker.
They lost Caroline Dubois.
Caroline Dubois to MVP.
There's not many they've kept.
And in terms of female boxers, Lauren Price, I think, is next. And I think, I do say it, and I think Fran Hennessy potentially, I think she would thrive. Like, she's doing very well where she is now. And same with Lauren Price. But from a fan's perspective and a fan's point of view, I'm not in the rooms that they're in to be discussing business. But from a fan's perspective, those two fighters for me would excel under a promotion like MVP and get bigger exposure than they might be getting now. BBC's great. It is great, but then you've got a year contract with BBC. Then what?
So this is the issue. I mean, they sort of now signed with DAZN. DAZN have just announced a deal with TNT. Obviously, they're just trying to combat the fact that Zuffa with Paramount and Sky Sports is massive. The Netflix cards that we see with the Ring magazine, like the one we've got this weekend, DAZN actually can't keep up with, because Netflix aren't even asking for pay-per-view. They're just saying, as long as you're a subscriber, come watch this event. So it's going to break viewing records, because it doesn't matter who you are. If you get something for free, I mean, it's not free, you're paying monthly, but if you're getting something you weren't expecting for free and you see the name Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua or Katie Taylor, you just watch. So the zone have to keep up. Boxer are in a really bad position. We've been saying this for a while. They seem unable to sign fighters right now. They're losing fighters left, right, and center. The ones they've still got are, I mean, very talented, but you worry about the lack of opportunities that they seem to be getting, because this is not in a disrespectful way. Lauren Price, we are going to speak about, obviously, fought very well on the weekend. She won her fight. She did her job. She defended her belts in front of the home crowd. Great. The undercard for that event is not good enough. It's just not good enough. Like, there isn't a situation where an undisputed unified champion should have that undercard. They're all fighters from Wales, which I like in terms of the obvious homecoming fights for them all on a big stage. You know, it's great. But also, I'm not tuning in for that.
I'll give you a prime example. Yeah, I'll give you a prime example. You go onto the other scale of a female headline card that happened on the weekend, MVP.
Yeah.
Ellie Scottney crowned, and I know we'll talk about it in a bit, but Ellie Scottney crowned youngest undisputed champion, female or male. Yeah. Yep. Chantel Cameron's on there. Caroline Dubois on there. All sort of coming out. I'm just mentioning the victorious fights. Obviously, there was a lot of females on the card, rising talent. Those three fighters stuck out for what they've done. I believe Chantel Cameron got performance of the night as well, which meant she gets a bonus. This is another element of what a promotion is offering to their fighters. Yeah. Ellie Scottney's
going to get a car out of
it. On top of her purse, Caroline Dubois, unreal.
She just headlined an event. I mean, she's,
But then you look at the spectrum of that card. Not all of them fighters are from London. Not all, and I'm talking about the whole card. I'm not specifically saying those three, because 2 out of 3 of those fighters I just mentioned that won on the night are from London. But the headline fights, you had fighters over from Mexico. Ellie Scottney fought a Mexican fighter who, can I just say, by the way, as well, unreal. Yeah. Like, if you're going to win your belt or go undisputed, it's to somebody like that, because you're not in there. I think, I'm not going to get too carried away, but she's just fought. She's had no easy route to becoming undisputed, right? So if I'm Lauren Price and I'm looking at that, the problem is a Wales card's great for Lauren Price, great for Wales. But if I'm now putting my business head on, I'm selling a card to a wider audience. I've just got people in one town. That card gets shown, correct me if I'm wrong, on Paramount as well. Is it
no.
Boxers.
Boxers is, but not.
Yeah, Boxer. That's what I'm talking about. The Boxer card.
So the Lauren Price. No, that would only be shown on DAZN and then BBC. But that one won't be on DAZN. It's DAZN for America, I think.
Yeah. So my
Or
point
Peacock.
being is if I am Peacock, sorry, not Paramount, Peacock. They're with Peacock.
Yeah.
So they're with Peacock and they're with BBC. Now, if I'm an American consumer of boxing and I turn on Lauren Price's card, how many Americans are going to know what that Welsh undercard is? Be honest.
None. None.
But
This is
if I turn on MVP's card, there might be fighters on that card. Oh, there's a Mexican fighter there. So some of the Americans might know that. Michaela Myers there to make her fight with Chantel Cameron. Oh, this is interesting. So already they're building into their next card, but also they've got fighters from different areas. And in England, yeah, like I say, you've got an untold amount of fighters on that card. I'm just saying from a consumer point of view and somebody like who, as you watches and buys boxing, like it's hard to resonate watching a whole boxing card when casuals make up for 70% of the boxing fan base and aren't going to know who any of those fighters are, maybe bar Lauren Price and maybe the co-main event on that specific card. But it's difficult, man. But it's not an easy position for Ben Shalom to be in. Look, he's got to deal with BBC. He's got a year, and he's under pressure to make fights happen. But he's
in a bad position. But he's not helped himself.
It's not helped himself, but also, all these fighters on Boxer are guided by amazing people. So I do think at some point, just from the outside looking in, and I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong, and they could go get a deal which is mental next year. And I hope they do for the fighters that they've got. But it just doesn't look good.
Exactly. Personally, I think they're going to lose their biggest fight. I think Adam Azim is obviously their closest thing to a world title shot.
Yeah, obviously with Donald Smith.
But the problem with Adam Azim, I think the worry I've got is that they've got Adam Azim, who's incredibly talented, really either in his next fight or the fight after should be fighting for a world title. It's a massive risk for Boxer, but it's one they have to take because you can't deny Adam Azim just because you're trying to benefit your promotional company. You can't deny someone that opportunity. I'm personally, from right now and from when they signed the BBC deal, I'll be honest, I feel like I've been quite honest with this. I don't think Boxer will be around for much longer. I hope they are, because for all that stuff's coming out about Ben Shalom and Martin Bacoli, we do see this all the time with promoters. You don't generally see it with the elite promoters of Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren. They've normally got that stuff up. That's normally wrapped up. You don't get that stuff. But we do see this with the De La Hoyas. We see it a lot in America. I mean, how many times have we seen Golden Boy and PBC and these guys where fighters say, I'm not under contract, and it's like, well, you are. It happens.
It's happening at all levels, and like it is a shark-infested waters, and it's sink or swim and get eaten. That's the analogy I'm going to use.
I think they're sinking. That's the problem.
And not just Boxer, but I looked at it from a point of view of this week. Small hall promotions, which are the one step I would say just about below Boxer, or below Boxer, and obviously these professional shows, they are folding because of business. It's ruthless. This game is ruthless. If I'm not mistaken, and I don't want to get this wrong, Goodwin Boxing, obviously, I think it's Goodwin, a renowned small hall show, are closing business. I've seen Johnny Clark from Top Tier. I mean, Top Tier have the DAZN deal.
Yeah,
he has said if he's not guaranteed certain things at the end of the year, and i.e. sponsorship and money filtering top from the pro game is looking like they are going to fold. So it's a ruthless time right now, and you look at Top Rank shows haven't really been happening. Look how long they've been around for.
No, but this is the domino effect, right? So this is, before I say what I'm about to say, I do not blame Turki Al-Sheikh in any way for investing money into boxing. I have no issue with somebody coming and wanting to pay fighters more money. But when you pay take Tyson Fury, for example. When you pay him enough money that he only needs to fight once every year, if we're being nice, but really year and a half, because he earns so much, why would he fight more? That means there's only one Tyson Fury event every year and a half. That means there's only 14 fighters that can get on the undercard maximum, right? You're then saying those 14 fighters are also getting paid relatively enough for them that they don't feel the need to go and fight for another year. Inactivity kills boxing, because then those fighters aren't headlining events or on the events, and then that's where you end up with cards like this where, and I'm not being rude here about Boxer, you take Lauren Price off that card on the weekend and that is a small hall show. It's headlined by Reece Edwards and Gully Power for the British featherweight title, but that is a small hall show. And I mean that in the most polite way possible, because the fighters themselves obviously deserve the respect. I'm not taking away from them. It's not their fault, but they're early stages of, nearly all of them are early stages of their career. So the minute inactivity kicks in, you get less events. The less big events you've got, the less inclined promoters are to sign more and more of the sort of, of the sort of British level fighters, because, well, they don't need to fill up these events. There's less use for a British title winner, unless there's someone that's quite obviously like a Vidal Riley, who is clearly, and we are going to speak about Vidal Riley, who's clearly going to go on and win a world title, or at least fight for a world title, because, well, we're only doing 12. We're doing 12 cards a year as our maximum, so we only need. Maths is going to be horrible here. 192. Is that right? Yeah, like 192 fighters, of which we can duplicate. And again, because of the fact that we've got the Netflix card, where essentially Ring Magazine can just say, I want you, and you. I don't care about who's promoting you. I just want you. And the fighters instantly go over. There's no inclination for promoters to bring up fighters anymore.
Nope.
So that is why we're going to see these promotions dying, and it's really sad because we actually need them, and I don't think people appreciate. Like, we've been saying it since we started the show, even before we started the show, but just not on camera. York Hall, small hall boxing, will be one of the best events you go to in your life, just on the pure basis of the atmosphere and the fact that it's so real. It doesn't matter where you are, you're close to the ring. You're ringside regardless of where you are. Even if you're on the first floor, but you're then 6 foot from the ring anyway. Like, that is boxing's foundation, and you need it. It's like Sunday league for football. You need people to play football.
Do you know what I compare York Hall to? Honestly, it's like you're in, and I say this from my area, yeah, that I grew up in. You're in school,
yeah,
and you join the football team or you join whatever. The big game every year is going to play at your county ground if you're good enough to get into that team. Yeah. You're playing that county football match, or you play for your county. That's York Hall.
Yeah,
that's your call. That is the count, and it's much bigger than a school football match. But the comparison I'm making is everyone wants to box at York Hall at some point, or multiple times if they're lucky, and if they're good enough and they carry on doing it until they get obviously a big show out of it. We talk about some of the opportunities he's created for people in general. Fabio Wardley went straight from white collar to professional. I think he may have fought at York Hall at some point, and I could be wrong. But Ellis Zorro did. Ellis Zorro fought at York Hall.
I've watched Ellis Zorro fight there, yeah.
Yeah, Ellis Zorro fought at York Hall, went on to get opportunities in Saudi Arabia, fought Jai Opataya. Yes, he lost, but he fought Jai Opataya in Saudi off the back of fighting on a small hall show. That
Denzel
sort of
Bentley.
fight. Denzel Bentley, current world champion. We'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah,
current world champion, yeah. Bunyan a bit. Get rid of him, get him out of the sport. But Denzel 100%. Bentley, current world champion, fought on small hall shows.
Yeah.
What it does to people's careers.
It's the start of most people's careers. You don't. How many amateur boxers have we seen that come in? I'm not going to name any because that's disrespectful. But how many have we seen come in, turn pro, and they don't make it? Because pro boxing is different to amateurs. So sometimes you need a fighter like a Wardley, who's coming in with a good background, but not something that you would naturally sign, to prove they've got it in the pros, and that's where the small halls come in.
There's something authentic about it. And I know we're going off the topic a bit and we got to move on, but I will leave it with this. One thing I've noticed, and one thing talking to a lot of pro boxers now, and few that I consider our friends, and the guys that come on DFC, ticket selling is a massive part of what they do. But not at 50, 60, 70% of these boxers, you can get Louis on the phone and he'll tell you himself, the guy's trained professional boxers. This is the DFC matchmaker, the semi-professional unlicensed show that we work for, but he's also a boxing coach. He'll tell you himself, 70, 80% of these boxers, unless they are fighting on TV, a lot of them are losing more money than they're making it because they're having to pay opponents to fight.
Yeah.
They're having to pay opponents to get there. They're having to pay a percentage, and normally it's high with the small hall promoters. There's a lot of elements that go into this. So I think what we can take from that long segment of the whole thing about boxing and everything is boxer need to do something drastic, or I think they're going to lose a lot of fighters. And then also save the small hall shows. People in positions of power like Saudi and whatnot start trickling money down to these shows, or they're not going to exist anymore. They're not going to produce your Denzel Bentleys. They're not going to produce all these people to go up the levels and are given the opportunities to fight for further titles and progression in their careers.
Yeah, it's just sad. Well, let's move on. I mean, Caroline Dubois was brilliant.
Yes.
Against Terri Harper. I was disappointed in Terri Harper, I will say. I mean, I'm not trying to have a go when someone's lost, but
I mean, the knockdown, you could see she was annoyed with herself. She made a mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if anyone hasn't watched it, please watch the fight, because I actually enjoyed the fight. I thought it was a good fight.
It was a very good fight. It was just I feel Terri didn't. But
I think mistakes lost her that fight. Mistakes lost her that fight. But I do think she's good enough and more professional enough to kind of learn from this. I think she'll take some time out. I think she's talks about she's getting married, so that will take precedence over her career now. It is not all just about boxing, but the thing that you mentioned earlier on is these fights are happening. These fighters are willing to get in there, putting their belts on the line, putting their records on the line. That is what people want to see. And nowadays, a loss doesn't necessarily define you.
No, of course.
It's how you take the loss, but also how you do business. And these fighters are positioning themselves greatly. I think Terri Harper will be back. She may move up or may move down. Don't know yet. But I don't think she'll stay at the same weight, but she may move weights. Go and try and win a world title somewhere else. I don't know. But yeah, and obviously you've got it'd be mad to not talk about obviously what Caroline Dubois done. I thought, excellent from her. She switched really on. She made a couple of mistakes herself as well, though, but she recovered. I think she recovered well from them. I thought at one point she was going to get knocked out, but I don't know if that's more because the ref didn't step in when Terri Harper stepped to the side and started hitting her. I thought the ref were going to stop it because she froze and was just taking punches to the head.
Caroline did say that she was ill as well on morning of the fight, to the point where the doctors were weighing up whether or not to let her fight. So I think considering that as well, just very impressive. But she is always very impressive. I do think it was a little obvious who was going to win this. We both sort of said Caroline should win this. Terri Harper at her absolute best, that's a really, really competitive fight. Do we need Dubois versus Elif Nur-Tahan?
That's 100%. But also, just very quickly, and I don't want to drag this on, but we was literally just talking about how these shows do for fighters' careers. Terri Harper's another name to add to that as well. Where she come from, I think it's GBM.
she's been with everyone. She was with Matchroom as well at one point.
She's with Matchroom, but she's fought on I think she's fought on GBM as well. My point being, another world champion. But yeah, we need to see that fight. But I don't think. And if I'm Caroline Dubois, I don't know if I'm taking that. Purely on the fact.
I think you have to.
Do you?
Well,
you're the world champion.
So is Elif Nurtahan, though.
Yeah, but then what's a bigger fight? At this stage right now, what is a bigger fight? Elif Nurtahan or Baumgardner, money-wise?
Baumgardner's the bigger fight. Baumgardner, for me, is also the harder fight. Because that's going up in weight by a fair bit. Isn't Baumgardner 147?
I do think. I mean, it's a risk. Like, she could fight Elif Nurtahan now. I think Baumgardner said until she's done bits at her weight, she don't want to hear it. Obviously, you've got to remember what Baumgardner has done in boxing, and how good she is, and just what she's won and who she's beat and the titles that she's won. Like, it is a massive. It's almost that conversation we talk about where Conor Benn wants to fight Shakur Stevenson. It is. I know in terms of the quality.
Sorry, Caroline's heavier than Alicia Baumgardner. I don't know why, but in my head, Baumgardner's heavier. Yeah. But no, so actually, Baumgardner coming up will go down.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, going to fight Baumgardner, which she's been willing to say she would, but she said go and win some stuff at where you're at, and have some fights, because Baumgardner's done a lot. You know, again, a bit hit and miss when it comes to Baumgardner, because she did fail tests. And and hear me out. If I can't not mention that when we are so consistent on mentioning drug cheats in the sport.
Yeah, we need to keep bringing it up.
So with all due respect, but I like Baumgardner. Look, you make mistakes, you come back from them. She took some time out after that, to be fair. You know, unlike Janabek, but or time out, properly punishment anyway. But look, Baumgardner's back now. She's doing what she's doing. That's all hopefully in the past. But I think that's a bigger fight. I think you've got more chance of making that happen, unless, you know, Elif Nurtahan and Caroline Dubois makes sense financially. She'll probably take the Baumgardner fight before she fights Elif Nurtahan.
Yeah, I think Caroline's got good options. I'd like to see her fight Elif and unify another belt. Obviously, Ellie Scottney unified all the belts, undisputed, against a really good fighter in Mosquera.
Youngest, by the way. Youngest.
Yeah.
What a fight that was, by the way.
Really good fight.
Hey, when I seen Mosquera's stance before the first bell rang, I said, yo, I don't know what's going to happen now. It's come out now. Just like a pit bull.
Yeah,
it's like
that's proper Mexican style.
Pitbull Cruz is his cousin. That's what that was.
Yeah,
Pitbull Cruz is his cousin. You know, like the younger cousin who's been fighting with all of her her cousins, male cousins. That's her. Ellie Scottney dealt with her really well. I thought. That fight demonstrated Ellie Scottney's boxing ability, which we all know she had. She's one of my favorite fighters, man. Like, she is, like I say it all the time, she has not taken an easy path to becoming undisputed. She's fought champion after champion. I think I've seen a post about this she put up as well. Go and look at her record. Again, another thing there, and I want to say another middle finger to a couple of the TikTok fans that made a comment. When you talk about fighters who have weak records to start, don't put Ellie in that conversation. Don't put Ellie in that conversation, because you'll lose. Queen of Catford.
Queen of Catford, that's the one. Ellie for me won every round par one, I think, maybe. Chantel Cameron is now world champion again. Again, a good win against a good opponent, but she also did it, we should mention, over 10 3-minute rounds. Which is good. And then the other world title fight was Emma Dolan versus Irma Garcia, who sadly for Emma Dolan, who she was knocked out in the third round or stopped in the third round TKO.
Experience maybe took a massive jump up.
I think so. I think it was just too quick, but
I think she'll learn from it, and I think she'll be back. She's got a personality. She's got, she's got a personality to get back in there. I think she'll be back. And I hope she gets more fights now, because I remember her doing an interview before this and just how it was hard. Obviously, she still got her British title. I'm not mistaken. So she could go back down and, get a fight out and defend that. It's all about gaps in class, isn't it? It kind of is what it is at this point. But it's not to say she can't improve. Maybe she'll learn from this experience, come back, and we could see her become a world champion in the future. Maybe it was too soon. It's God's time.
She got caught quite early on the biggest fight of her career. Like, it happens. We've seen that before. You can come back from that quite easily. Assuming mentally she's strong, which she will be. You don't get to this point in boxing without it. She'll be fine. Also worth noting, really, Shannon Courtney won by knockout as well. So
interesting.
Hopefully, potentially, we'll see her versus Fran Hennessy. I think that now makes more sense, and that's a big fight.
It makes
sense.
But
again, it's cross-promoting, so I don't know.
She's after Ebony Bridges. She's come out on camera and said it.
True, she is.
Maybe that rematch makes more sense at this stage, but then Fran Hennessy fight can happen as well.
Yeah.
I do still think that maybe Fran Hennessy's got loads of time. She generally does. Like, it's a tough crossroads. I remember interviewing, obviously, her coach, Bradley Skeet. And this was a couple of years ago now, what we're talking about it. And, plenty of time, still young. She's 21 years old. Shannon Courtney's, in her 30s now?
It must be.
Shannon Courtney's in her 30s, 32. Fran Hennessy's got time, man. She's got time. I think she's picking up belts. I think she will be a world champion one day, by the way. I genuinely do. I see
far too talented for her age to not.
I see her improving every fight. And she's getting better and better. But I don't know if that fight makes sense now commercially, or maybe in a couple fights. But again, this comes down to the same thing as well. I'm going to be honest with you, and again, as a fan of another a boxer, I don't even think she's being promoted correctly in my
No,
opinion.
I agree.
And I think sorry, go on, Connor.
No, it's more just Fran's built herself an audience in the same way Ben Whittaker did it, where Ben Whittaker's posting the clips and actually has just clearly got an eye for how to do it on social media, and they're not taking advantage of it. I don't understand why boxers don't take advantage of
that. I've said this before. We've said this on boxing shows before. Profile-wise, she's one of the bigger fighters, but putting her on a card at 5:30 in the afternoon is quite disrespectful to her. They don't do that anymore. She's hitting main events now, which is where she should be at, co-mains and stuff. But there was a time, and it wasn't even that long ago that this happened. So, I do think commercially, she would be a perfect fit for somebody like MVP. And MVP, I think, would promote her well, and she'd make loads of money. She'd win titles, and she'd get the fight she'd want. She'd get taken to America to fight. She'll fight here. Ultimately, she wants to build her
on the same
audience.
Promotion as the likes of Shannon Courtney, Ebony Bridges. That's where those fights can happen quite easily.
And those fights become easier as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have to be careful when I speak about this, because at the center of it, you have to remember, not just with Fran, but with other fighters, there's a fighter at the center of this. And I do think, they might watch something like this, or they might not watch it. And they might think, well, I'm happy there at the moment, so I don't really agree with you. And that's fine as well. But
of course, we're outside looking in. But
and I do think with fighters, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. We don't know what deals we have. But, at the end of the day, it comes down to it again. We're talking about a whole night of just female fights. Something that Ben Shalom done with Boxer when they were on Sky, and it was unreal, and I remember that.
This is the only thing where it was advertised as a female-only card. The first 2 fights are male fights, so that's my only slight. I mean, I don't care.
That's my only slight criticism of it in terms of
weird, but. Look, we kind of need to move on because obviously we've still got Wilder, but I do just want to say a sort of a name to look out for in future. Elizabeth Oshoba, Nigerian fighter, won on the undercard as well. She's serious, very good to watch. I think, to be honest with you, she'll probably be in a world title fight very soon. So it's not like I'm giving you the scoop on someone who in 2 years' time will do anything, but she's very, very good. Right. Denzel Bentley first.
I'm going to 20 minutes anyway. Let's go.
Denzel Bentley first. I just want to. There's a clip about it. I've done a little bit of a breakdown already on it, but just to give you an update, Denzel Bentley is the interim WBO World Middleweight Champion. He's not for me. For me, he is the WBO World Champion.
Yeah, we just use World Champion.
Yeah, World Champion. Janabek, who some of you may know, he used to be one of my favorite fighters, failed the drugs test. The IBF stripped him of the IBF world title instantly because you can't defend it. You're a drug cheat. You're banned. Kazakhstan, where Janabek's from, their boxing board banned him. We will not sanction any of your fights. British Boxing Board of Control banned him because he was going to fight in the Middle East. Most of that is British Boxing Board of Control. And the American board, where the majority of his fights have been, banned him. The WBO banned him, but said you can keep the world title. So Denzel Bentley has just fought in a legitimate world title level fight against Andrew Saavedra, who, by the way, is also unfortunate because he should have just fought for a world title. Yes, he lost, and he didn't look like he was going to win that fight. Denzel was far too good for him, but there is still a level of world title challenger. That is still a title that these boxers take, and that's a real thing. Especially because not everyone can win. But Denzel gets to the ring, he wins by knockout as well. They wrap the interim belt around him. He doesn't get Anne the New. He doesn't get any of the fact that world title fights make more money. He like none of it. Just none of it.
I like how Denzel Bentley's put in his bio world champion.
He is a world champion. He is absolutely.
No. I like that because he's.
But I like the fact, exactly, and I like the fact people are acknowledging him as world champion.
Let's acknowledge him as a world champion because we've got no room for drug cheats in the sport. When will this stop? When will this actually stop? Because it's getting ridiculous now. There's been too many fighters to mention since we've done this show. We're 80. What? It's mad because you said it. 88. He said it right at the start of the show as well. But 88 episodes in, and I'm telling you now, I could probably go like this: 10 drug cheats, 10 drug cheats. I just keep doing that. There's drug cheats everywhere.
But they get away with it because what the world champion fails a drug test and he keeps his world title. What is that?
Just to give you a lot of clarification, this show's what, 2 years old? 2 and a bit years old?
Under, year and a half.
Under. Go and look at how many drug cheats we spoke about over 88 episodes. If you get time as well, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. But go and look back at the other episodes and talk about how many times we spoke about drug cheats.
It's insane. But every time they're getting treated better than how is it that Denzel Bentley, a clean athlete, someone that literally is a role model? You know, if you're going to say to any kid who's in a gym, like Denzel Bentley is the perfect example of working hard, forcing himself onto these events, headlining these events, losing and coming back. It's a role model example, and you're going to be nicer to the cheat. Why is that? I don't know if I'm missing something, but that makes no sense. The WBO, by the way, have made no statement about it. They're clearly not going to make a statement because they know they're wrong, but they're not wanting changing it. It does my head in. It does my head in.
Are they in bed with Mauricio Suleiman?
Probably. Honestly, it just annoys me. But look, boxing this week, hooked casuals, and everyone else, but especially us, Denzel Bentley is a world champion. And I will not hear otherwise. And I'm also, by the way, going to be very annoyed if they make him fight Janabek for the world title. That I can see that happening, but that will also annoy me because then they're saying fight the drug cheat to win. It just pisses me off. Right, Vidal Riley. Let's move on to better things. Vidal Riley. Also, congratulations to Denzel Bentley. That's like the drama afterwards has taken away a little bit, but he was brilliant. He fought incredibly well. Wasn't expecting Vidal to be that good. Got to be honest. I'm a big fan, and I thought, okay, I thought this would be a step up that he struggles with.
I saw mixed reviews of his performance online by fans. I won't mention names, but I saw mixed reviews online. And I hear it from a point of being in the stadium, yeah. But when you watch the fight and see how he dominated, by the way, Masternak, who is 50-7.
Well, 15-7 now, yeah.
50-7 now, but was 50-6. And I think he's only been KO'd twice in his career. So obviously he's a hard man to stop, but also he's got 50 wins. Like, he's not a joke. It just proves the levels of where Vidal Riley's at, and how far he's come as well. But also, so he's done that, dominated Masternak. I didn't think I gave Masternak a single round, to be honest with you.
That's the thing. I think he won every round.
Yeah, he won every round. Give him a world title shot.
Yeah. He sells tickets. He obviously he's got the KSI / YouTube audience that he brings with him. He sells tickets and he's brilliant. Like he's promoter's dream.
He's beaten DAZN's golden boy, Chev Clark.
Yeah.
Like a cruiserweight. No. I'm just saying it how it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. It's funny though. It's funny.
He's beaten Chev Clark.
I'd still like to see him versus Isaac Chamberlain. I got to be honest, but I obviously career-wise, Vidal's sort of maybe above that point, but I would like to see that fight.
I think purely on inactivity, we haven't seen Isaac fight for a while.
Yeah,
I
know.
He's a good fighter.
Unfortunately, he needs to.
You know what? Chris Billum Smith is a good fight for him if you don't get a world title shot.
That's a great fight. That's an interesting fight as well because that's where we see how Vidal does against the elite of the elite. I don't know, look, but I mean, take nothing away. Vidal's now a European champion. He won every round against Masternak. I know I'm hearing people say Masternak's a bit old. He doesn't. But Masternak's been winning. Like, yeah, exactly.
Doing this. When someone
I've never seen someone do what Vidal did to Masternak. So.
He's old. It's mad. Like people, we got to stop doing this because people say the same thing about Klitschko. There's like a 2-year difference between him and Fury fighting. Joshua and Fury fighting. No, but there's a 2-year difference.
Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, yeah.
But the 2-year difference between when Klitschko fought Fury to Klitschko fought Joshua. Some of you lot can't even run for 2 minutes without being out of breath, and you're out here calling Klitschko old. And he probably runs you and everyone else in your yard.
Yeah, he probably still does, even now.
He's a joke. Like, he is in mad shape. To call him old then, you're sick. You lot are sick.
To be fair, anyway, talking about old fighters, Wilder Chisora.
Yeah,
they are old fighters.
The most terrible fight I think I watched. I'll be honest.
Kind of entertaining.
Entertaining for what it was. That looked
boxing wise awful.
Can I be brutally honest with you? Deontay Wilder looked like he just signed up for an ultra collar white boxing event, and he's never boxed. That is what Wilder gives me. He's got mad power, joke. But he just looks like somebody on an ultra white collar event who's just took up boxing, and they've gone in there and said, have some fun. And he's just swinging for the win. There's no technique in his punches. I've never seen him put a combo together.
I don't think he can.
I've never seen him put not even a 2-piece combo. Not even a 2-piece. He's got one hammer punch. I've never seen him put a combo together. No 3-piece, no 4-piece.
I think his only combo ever is against Tyson Fury in their first fight.
In his whole career of 40-something fights.
Potentially. Everything else is just wacky movements that seem to work. Well,
you see the Deontay Wilder fans that are saying, also, by the way, fight Joshua next. You lot are smoking. Whatever you're smoking, I want some of that. But
I want to see it.
Somebody find me 10 clips. No. Do you know what? What's he had? 40-something fights, yeah? You should be able to find me 50 fights now. Find me 20 clips where he puts a 3 or 4 piece combo together in his fights.
Never gonna
3 or 4 piece combo. Find me 20 clips. Somebody, I dare you. Yeah. No AI, no editing. He's terrible, bro. Chisora, look, God bless him, man. Like, he's given the UK some mad fights over the years. We know Chisora has been able to box. That is a man that could at some point and has been putting combos together.
Yeah,
there's
just age.
There's no
man, that's all it is. It's fun.
It's age, but he's given the boxing fraternity everything. Like, I hope he retires because I do think that it's a.
It does look like he has. I mean, yeah, I agree. I hope he has, but yeah, it's just a weird event. Like, I mean, no, sorry, not a weird event. The event was actually really good. Wilder is shocking. Wilder actually would have lost that fight if he didn't have the knockdown. So again, it's purely on the basis of his power.
Out of curiosity, forget that Joshua's been. Now, Carl Froch made a point and said, like, when you look at Joshua, obviously, the last big fight that he had was Daniel Dubois. We can't really take into account Jake Paul because he obviously went in there, dominated the fight, but he's not fighting a guy on the same level as him. Yes, he lost against Dubois in his last fight. But when you lose, can I just make clear to people so they're just aware? Tell me if I'm wrong. When you lose, it doesn't mean you forget how to box. So those people saying that they're watching that Wilder and they're going, he can get in the ring and box with Joshua because you're going to have to box with Joshua to beat him, by the way.
Wilder has to stun him within the first 30 seconds, or I'm dead serious when I say I think Joshua will take his head off. It's not a competitive fight. I think AJ really hurts Deontay Wilder 9 out of 10 times.
Do you know what? I'm saying let it happen.
Same. AJ needs a fight. Wilder's winning.
AJ, listen, the best route for AJ this year, maybe not. No, yeah, probably 2 fight. Fury's fighting Makhmudov this weekend. Joshua signs to fight Wilder. Then we do Fury. Then we do Fury and Joshua because he's going to walk through Wilder, and Fury should beat Makhmudov.
Let's talk about Fury because look, it's a really good card. Really good card. We've seen the likes of Felix Cash is returning, which I'm happy about. Justice Hooney for the first time since the Wardley fight, and he's in a good fight against Fraser Clark. Jamie TKV versus Richard Riakporhe for the British heavyweight title. Conor Benn versus Regis Prograis, which, all right, it's not Conor Benn, Garcia, or Rolly Romero, or Haney, or Shakur, but Regis Prograis' game. He's a little bit past it, but I'm okay with it. Like, it's not the most exciting, but it's as a co-main event, it's okay. Tyson Fury, Makhmudov. We'll talk about Conor Benn and Regis Prograis. Conor Benn should just go and wipe the floor with him, right?
Should do, but if he don't, it's going to look bad. If I don't see anything else other than a knockout, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, it's a bad fight for Conor Benn. Yeah, and I'm not saying that on the basis that Regis Prograis wasn't and isn't a great fighter, and Regis Prograis has the ability to take him. But if you're paying Conor Benn the money you're paying Conor Benn for one fight, and then from this, off the back of this streamlined, you're going to get in big fights.
Yeah,
he's got to do something spectacular to rise his stock. His stock's already rise, but rise it further. He's got to do something spectacular. He needs to knock out Regis Prograis.
I think so. We've seen Haney put Prograis down, and Catterall put him down twice as well. And Conor Benn, I think, well, he's definitely more aggressive than the two of them, and I think hits harder. Definitely hits harder than Haney. But I would expect him to finish the fight. I don't think it'll be early, but it should be a good fight. I got to be honest. Jamie TKV Richard Riakporhe is the fight I'm most excited for.
Yes.
And I think Tyson Fury is going to struggle against Makhmudov.
I do, because of the height. height is similar heights,
height and aggression.
Yeah,
I don't think Fury was going to be able to hit him with anything that's going to hurt him either.
I think Makhmudov takes a lot of damage, though. I think Fury will win a lot of rounds purely on just landing more punches.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if he'll knock him out, but I think he will. He won't knock Makhmudov out. If he wins, he's either going to win by decision or the ref's going to stop it. But he's not knocking Makhmudov out, I don't think, anyway.
It's hard to tell because Ajit Kabayel obviously just ruined Makhmudov and beat him to a pulp. Pause. But he went to the body, right? Like that was Kabayel's plan. Makhmudov then fought Guido Vianello, Italian heavyweight, who again knocked Makhmudov out in a similar way. So there's a pretty obvious issue with his resistance in the body. But Tyson Fury's not the heaviest hitting heavyweight. We know that. The majority of Fury's knockouts are through creating an angle and giving him even better opportunity and beating people down to the point where the ref has to step in. But Makhmudov's quite aggressive. He doesn't really move. We saw it against Dave Allen. He hits really. He's got hands of steel. I have a feeling. I think Fury will get through it, but I think this is going to be similar to the Ngannou fight. Well, the expectation versus the reality of this is going to be a little bit different. I'm very excited for the card. I got to be honest. I think Justice Hooney Fraser Clark should be quite a good fight, although I don't think Fraser's going to win. And I'm happy to see Felix Cash back. But it's good. The only thing also, by the way, is they've still not sold out the venue. And there are like full rows at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium that have not been sold yet. The majority is gone, but it's still in the thousands of tickets that need to be sold or given away.
The fact that we're on fight week and they haven't been able to sell out Tottenham stinks. But I don't think historically, I can't say this because I mean, look what you've done at Wembley. But I don't think
he did that against Dillian White.
Consistently, Tyson Fury can sell out stadiums without the right dance partner.
He needs the dance partner. He's not historically on. He's not on his own.
If I talk about Usyk, even now in the UK, I think Usyk sells out a stadium. If I talk about and Usyk's Ukrainian. If I talk about Joshua can sell a stadium out. You could put Butterbean in front of him, he'll sell it out.
I mean, to be fair, that would actually be. That would sell.
Yeah, it would be.
But no, I know what you mean. Yeah. But I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. The majority of tickets are sold. It's still going to be at least minimum 50,000 people there. So that's still incredible ticket selling. But it's a 60,000 seater. I'm just a bit surprised. It's probably got something to do with the fact that Conor Benn Regis Prograis isn't the. You have Conor Benn versus Rolly Romero as the co-main for a world title. Yeah, suddenly you're making a bit more sense. But it's a great fight. We're not doing a live stream for it because it's a Netflix card. There's not much point. You guys can just watch it, and we're like, well, we might as well just enjoy it. We will be obviously doing the lives once. We're sort of like we said, we're reviewing and go as we go for the next few, just working out what is working.
We are. Yeah. I can say that we are going to try and do one for Junto Nakatani and
absolutely
Louis. So that one we can guarantee we'll be doing, which isn't far actually. So obviously we'll talk about that closer to the time. And we'll talk about that fight closer to the time. But we will be doing one for that. And like I said, if you guys have ideas on what you want to see as viewers and the lives, let us know. And we can, take those into consideration and maybe do it. Listen, we are Hooked Casuals. It is not just, we've said this before, and we've dipped our fingers and dipped our toes in football a little bit, and we've done a little bit with that. But in terms of combat sports, if you've got somewhere if there's like the back end of Russia and there's a card that might be entertaining for people to watch that we could watch along to.
We'll watch that. That's fine by us.
What we're trying to say is if that's what you guys want to see and that's what you want to let us know, drop a comment, let us know what you want to see. And we'd be happy to have a look at it. We obviously do watch alongs for the boxing, but listen, we've done hillbilly slap contest review videos.
Yeah,
we're here, man.
Sorts of stuff, man.
Got to bring that one back, but YouTube keep doing us dirty, man.
Yeah, copyright's becoming a bit of a problem. That's why you won't have seen any knockout of the weeks, because
knockout of the weeks
they hate us. Yeah, it's almost not worth it the amount of time we're getting an email from YouTube or wherever being like, oh, you can't show that. So it's like, okay, but look, it's fine. Like we say, we're sort of working things out with the lives. I think the quality on this one's been pretty good. I mean, we'll check anyway. But
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. So I think we've sorted the problem out. We're going to keep doing this because the live shows are better. They're just more entertaining for us as well. We get to talk to you live, and a bit of back and forth helps. That's the end of boxing this week. We obviously have a huge event this weekend. Make sure you guys go and enjoy it. We're not live for it. Why would we be? But it's free, and it's a really good card. So enjoy. We will be watching. We will therefore be talking about it next Thursday at 7:45. As always, Boxing This Week 89. Just make sure, please. Like if you like, but make sure you subscribe. Even if you don't like us, which is ridiculous because we're awesome. But even if you don't, get involved. £50 Amazon gift card giveaway. It's a free entry. All you got to do is subscribe and just let us know that you subscribed in the comments. And I'll let you in on a bit of a secret, because not everyone has let us know. We've only got about 180 to 200 people actually there. So when we announce it at 500, the odds are actually pretty good, got to be honest. It's easily done. TikTok, Instagram, go follow us there, especially because of YouTube's copyright stuff. You are just getting exclusive content now on those two. Because YouTube doesn't allow it. TikTok and Instagram seem all right with it. So you might see a bit more knockouts there. Spotify, we will start uploading back on there because we are doing it as a live. There is no reason not to. We have nothing that can be, again, copyrighted. Copyright is the bane of our existence. So Spotify, there's also a link to there in the description. And Fury Makhmudov, who do you think is going to win? The power of anything to say to the lovely people at home.
Two things I can say.
Yep.
Copyright, go do one, because you're doing us. Pause.
Yep.
Second one, reiterate what Connor said. You guys like, share, subscribe, follow the content. We love you guys. Arjun, we see you, man. Thank you for joining in, and everyone else has tuned in tonight. And everyone else that will watch this afterwards, because we will get good numbers on the lives. Just keep on supporting us. We'll be here every week. We're not going anywhere this year. We're not going anywhere next year. So
right.
So we're here. Good night.